How's it going, friends and family? Oh, that's not the way we go. We just welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, friends and family. Or how's it going, friends and family? If you are catching this on YouTube on the Friday when we drop just the random take, it is great that you found us for gaming content, but we are primarily a fishing channel. Please stick around for the gaming content. We game. We have been gaming for a long time, and that's where this topic is going, is the 2D sports games era into this 3D era, sort of how that was perceived by us.
I'll be right there. We like sports and we don't care who knows. From shooting hoops to the Super Bowl. We like sports.
Yes. I love when things happen like that. Just totally unscripted. I had no idea that was coming.
We like sports and we don't care who knows. Right? That's a good Lonely Island song. It's early.
It is. That's early. You can tell it's early, but it's still good. It's so fun.
Right. Guy number 1. Yeah. Guy number 2. There's, like, there's one line in there where he's like, I like sports like him, not like my other friend Steve. Is like that cunt hole Steve, he says.
Yep.
And then if you listen to that back to back with the other, like, it's like we kill people or something. I forget what the song is.
Yeah, I forget what one it is too, but it's another early one. You can tell.
Yeah, sorry to get us. We kill you. We'll kill you is what it's called. Steve makes another appearance, and he just has him in there. And Steve shows up, and then he says something like, "We still hate you, Steve. Go fuck your snake." He's got a snake around his
That's right. That's right. Go fuck your snake.
Oh, sorry to derail it. I had to play that clip, but then I started remembering all this stuff because every time somebody says something about sports, that plays in my head. We like sports and we don't care who knows.
Oh, it's a good song. It's funny. It's so good. Anyways, the sports games. I am not a huge sports guy. For those people who haven't followed the Real AF TV podcast that closely, I'm not a huge sports guy, but I love the sports games. I loved, I should say, the sports games because Madden got me in the PS2 era. We're going to get into that in a minute, but like hockey's always got me. Hockey's always got me. My first game that I ever bought was the original EA NHL hockey on Sega Genesis.
Nice.
Love it. 2D, obviously. Sega Genesis. 2D.
For sure. Yeah.
I think hockey was good then. I think hockey made the transition, but football, back to football.
Yeah.
What was your perception before I say something? What was your 2D football thoughts or experiences? And I just played Tecmo Bowl. Also,
right. Me too. Tecmo Bowl. Yeah.
So, just so you know, I played it last night. Even
did you? Nice.
Yeah. It's on the Nintendo Online. It's one of the games when you have Nintendo Online. It's one of the games that they give you for having that. So I literally played it last night to verify a thing.
Yeah.
And I kept playing it, and I played a quarter, or I played a half. I played like a half.
Sure.
But football. I want to start with football because Madden is still going strong. Still one of the best selling games of all time.
Oh, for sure.
And I never really played the 2D Maddens all that much. I dabbled.
Yeah. But no, I never played the 2D stuff either as far as Maddens went. I don't have any. I have like N64 versions. I don't even have N64. I just have them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have some N64 Maddens?
I have some N64 Maddens, yeah, but I don't have an N64. It's a long story. But
yeah, I'm sure.
But I have them. But no, I don't think I just Tecmo Bowl, really. I didn't really get back into the whole football thing because back in the day it was like the Tecmo Bowl, and then there was another baseball game that was by the same makers. Like the case was very similar.
Oh yeah. shit.
But that baseball game I played a lot more back then. Even though I didn't like baseball, I thought the baseball game was better than the football game.
Really? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Because me too. I think that 2D football's shit.
Yeah, I didn't
I hated it even as like, I think it's all nostalgia talking. I think that Tecmo Bowl sucks.
I think like if I could play it now, maybe it'd be better, like understanding plays and stuff. But when I was a kid, for sure, I understood the concept of baseball. Like I want to hit the ball, I want to get to first, I want to, do that stuff.
Yep, easy concept.
And I could follow along with what was going on. I don't remember Tecmo Bowl like being something I could really play. Like it just frustrated. Like I don't know what the hell's going on. What dot am I?
Yeah, what like dot am I? It's pretty much. I mean, the graphics are better than that, but you're right. Not far from it.
Right.
It's just like football's too complicated. I think that's what it boiled down to for me. It's like football's just way too I could never figure out how to pass the fucking ball, and I'm telling you this as someone who played it last night.
Yeah, so
I couldn't figure out how to pass the ball.
Right, I was over exaggerating for sure by saying like, "What dot am I?" But I just didn't understand what I was doing back then. Yeah. And I haven't ever looked back, honestly. So maybe Tecmo Bowl is great. Maybe people are hearing this. I know you played it and you were having issues with it. I know as far as like the sport goes, I'm pretty familiar. Where at least like the routes and stuff, I don't know dick about defense. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know what's like if I play Madden and they're like choose a defense, I'm like, I don't know.
XXX.
Just choosing, like which one, just like, this one looks good. Just kind of like scrolling through them so I look like I know what I'm doing. Like, probably that one or whatever. So I just guess and hope for the best. Like I know offense. Like I understand when I want to run a play. I understand when I want to pass a play.
Right.
I understand like what I should do on downs and stuff, but I don't know anything about defense. So I think maybe now with an understanding of the game, it would go better. Yeah. But I still don't really want to play it because maybe it is nostalgic, but there's no way it's even holds a candle to the N64 version.
Right. Even the N64 version.
It's gonna be better. And and nowadays, like it's damn near real life. Oh, like it's ridiculous.
Absolutely crazy. Like one downfall to me back in the PS2 era, looking back at it, is they just couldn't render fast enough. The game still felt fast. And like it's 120 fucking frames a second now. It just moves. It's just faster than what the TV cameras are capturing.
Right.
Like it's fucking wild. Yeah. So it moves at game pace. Like it feels like it moves it. And this is somebody who hasn't played it, but I've seen gameplay. I'm not disconnected completely from it. But
it's so good now though. Like you can choose, I never really played with a team that had a quarterback that sucked dick. So I don't know. Maybe there's times where he doesn't do what you want him to do because his accuracy isn't that high. But
right,
you can like hold the stick over to like choose if you want like a back shoulder throw or like like where you want to place the ball. Like so. I mean, stuff that wasn't even fathomable back in the 2D era. I don't
right. Exactly.
I can't remember if like I don't think PS2 had anything like that where you could choose the shoulder, but
no, they didn't use the sticks really. Like there was eventually some stick stuff that went on with the hit stick and stuff like that.
Yeah, trucking people.
Yep.
Just run them all.
Yep.
Hit stick.
Yep. But it was never like controlling the camera or individually controlling a character or in the sense of like you have complete or this next level control over the quarterback. No, it was never like that in the PS2 era. Which is it's completely dual stick, right? Like that's the catch here is like think about the 2D era. There were 4 buttons on the Super Nintendo, 4 buttons, like 4 face buttons, A, B, X, Y. And then you had your D-pad, your up, down, left, right. So that's one more button than Sega, but
didn't it? Oh no,
still, doesn't matter. It was fucking hard.
I think it came out with. They did come out with a controller later that had shoulder buttons. I don't know if that gave you any benefit. Super Nintendo.
Oh no, Super Nintendo had left and right on it.
Did it always have shoulder buttons?
L button and R button. Yeah, but I gotta say, I didn't have a Super Nintendo and I didn't have football, but then I haven't tried it since then.
Yeah, I had the Super Nintendo, but I don't think the shoulder buttons did anything on the games I had. So I don't know if you could actually utilize them. So you're right. Yeah. Like it was basically like those were pointless. They were there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember using them in any game. Even now, having got a couple games and having a Super Nintendo and stuff like that. Thank you. It's not one of those. It's not one of those situations where I'm just like, oh yeah, man, the shoulder buttons were a game changer because Sega didn't have those. It's like I still look back and go, nah, my Sega kept up. It was fine.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, yep. Those extra buttons didn't do anything then. But the thing that I can't, so again, having played Tecmo Bowl, maybe I need to play more or something, but I couldn't figure out how to pass. And that was just A, B, and then they used the D-pad fairly creatively. Because even when you're picking a play, there's 4 plays on screen at one time. So you literally have to hit like up and A, up and B, down and A, like to pick the play because there's not enough buttons. So they get creative with these combos. And then all of a sudden you're playing and everything's unfolding automatically. And there's these blinking things over the head. And next thing you know, you just feel rushed and you hit a button. Not only feel rushed, you're getting rushed. That's the best way to put it. You're getting rushed, so you feel rushed, and then you just hit a button, and I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to figure out who to throw to? At least when it got 3D, you just saw the button. It was just like, oh, triangle, circle, square, X. Whoever you hit is just going to throw it to. And you could do that quickly. Like you could hut, you could see triangle, circle, X. You know the route because you picked the play. And you would just be like, triangle ain't open, squares usually, yep, there he is. Boom, you hit square and it just throw.
Yeah. You just go through your progressions.
Yeah, and this 2D stuff, it's all unfolding right there in front of you on this flat screen. It's weird, dude. It was so hard. It's so hard to deal with. We'll get back to football. We will.
Okay.
Because of our weird cutoff, and you said you used to play baseball and stuff like that. Do you know what baseball game you were playing?
No, I can't remember what it was called. It looked like Tecmo Bowl though.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that. So you don't remember it, but do you remember what system it was on? That's what I really meant to ask.
Yeah, regular Nintendo.
Yeah, the OG. Okay.
Yeah, the OG Nintendo.
Yeah.
I did was there a Tecmo Baseball?
I don't think so. You should Google it quick while I kill time or while I tell my story because I played RBI baseball on there a lot. Now I know there was literally a game called baseball because it's on Nintendo Online. But I had RBI baseball and I know that I had RBI baseball because I remember the cartridge. It was a black cartridge. It was different shaped. Like it had like a rounded front instead of a square front on it and shit like that. And like we played the hell. Not even me, my family. We played the hell out of RBI baseball, dude. I thought that thing was sick.
Yeah, dude. I remember the other baseball being good. It is a Tecmo baseball.
It is Tecmo baseball.
Yeah, it has a catcher on the front. That was the one that I played. Yeah, sweet. That's what I had. Looks like it sells for $30 on Bit GameStop, whatever that is. Oh, 1024 on Etsy. So, but yeah.
Who the fuck is
Tecmo baseball.
That's what I played. On Etsy?
I guess. Yeah, use games on Etsy. I don't know.
Okay.
Just Google something real quick.
That's weird. So you played Tecmo baseball, and you actually would play through games, pitching, and running the bases.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was another one where I was young and I didn't really know too much what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would play it that one. I think because it was slower paced, I was able to get it down. It was like time to pitch, time to hit.
right.
Like where the football game was a little bit more chaotic, and I just didn't know what the hell was
Chaotic
going
is
on.
well put, dude. That is well.
Well, do you remember the number too? That was one thing
Hmm?
that always bugged me. It shows the number above your player, so you know which one's yours.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
It's a big ass 1.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't help. Like you can't see the defenders, and like it gets confusing
It
because
gets
it
in the
was
way. It's just another abstraction on the screen. Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything like that in the baseball, so I think that's why I played the baseball more. But
Yep.
I didn't play the sports games too much when I was back then. It was like the baseball I played and the football I didn't play too much.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other, I had Super Mario Bros. So who wasn't just playing that all the time?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what it was about baseball. I got sucked into baseball pretty early, and RBI baseball
Okay.
in particular still kept me going because I played all the way. But the funny thing is, so I played RBI baseball on regular NES. That was awesome. That was good. Back then. I haven't played it
Yeah.
since. It's because
Yeah.
it's still a franchise. Like,
Oh, okay.
it became a franchise again. But either way, they make RBI baseball again, so I think it's hard to license it. Like get the
Okay.
old stuff, like legally
Yeah.
ROM. It's hard to legally ROM that game, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Because it's owned again. And so
Yeah.
then there was the jump to 16-bit, and I played World Series baseball.
Okay.
But I just started playing the home run derby. And the funny thing is like that's when I was really into baseball. That's like where all my baseball cards came in. That's when I was like playing on teams that were winning championships and shit like that. It's like I was so into baseball, and then I go home, play video games, wouldn't play baseball video games really. And when I did, I just open up home run derby.
Right. Just cracking them over the fence.
Yeah. Just trying to hit homers all day.
Right. That's awesome.
It was so funny.
No, I didn't really play any of the football stuff back then. It was all about like fighting games, and the racing games neither. It was like when it became 3D is when I got into them. Racing.
Yeah. Racing. I totally forgot about racing. Great point.
Yeah. Racing and sports games were 100% like when it became 3D was when I was like, hell yes.
Now it feels like it, right?
Yeah, because the 2D racing games, like they were still fun, but they got old fast because it was the same thing over and over. Like I know racing games were is kind of the same thing too, but it's different when you have different turns and you can see and you can try to better your time by going in and out of the turns properly. Like the old school racing games were just left and right, and that's it.
There wasn't, there wasn't what you're saying is like the pick the line.
Right.
Like exactly. The better line to actually go through this corner because you can use your left and right better.
Yeah.
Sure, dude. I totally forgot about that.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
That was huge.
Huge. Yeah. But I think the most I've ever played of sports games was football. I don't think I played anything baseball once it hit 3D except for the Mario baseball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a fun game.
On Wii?
Yes, on the Wii. Whatever they call that Mario baseball.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I like all the Mario sports. They're real well done. It's like any other sports games, but just more animated.
Arcade.
Besides football, that's what I like. And even football, I like the less realistic stuff. But I like the NBA Streets, and I've never played a tennis except for Mario Tennis. I've never played a soccer except for Mario Soccer.
Oh, really?
But those games are fun because they have like power-ups, and it's like the same thing as like NBA Jam or whatever, where like the ball's on fire when you kick it hard. It's flying through everything. Like
yeah.
It's cool stuff like that. I was always into that, where you're like, I don't really know anything about this sport, but when you make it with my favorite Mario characters and they all have their special abilities and they, now it's a video game. It's a sport still, but you're playing a sport with video game characters.
Right. Yeah. It's a new game. Like,
yeah.
And I mean that in the sense of like game, not video game. I mean it in the sense of game, like playing soccer is a game.
Yeah, exactly.
They just reinvented the game of soccer. And that's the cool thing. It's like I actually got into simulators, the baseball simulators and the football, like Madden, MLB. I got into those when they went 3D. But now I totally prefer the arcadey version of it. For sure.
Yeah.
It just runs quicker. It just feels like that's what a video game is. Right. I'm not knocking the simulators at all.
Right.
But I understand I get it, dude.
Well, and I think my other part is like a simulator. Like you really have to know the ins and outs to be good.
Like or you at least have to know the game to be good.
You have to, you have to have a good understanding to make it work.
For sure.
Where like Madden, like I'm good on offense, so I can get by. If I understood defense, I'd be a lot better.
Sure.
But if I knew neither, I'd just be kind of guessworking. Like all of a sudden there's like guys and there's like, buttons above their head. And I'd be like, oh, square, I guess. Square.
Just pick one.
Not looking at the defenders, not reading the defenders. Like you got to know where they're at. And, like if you can get away with that throw,
Yeah, for sure.
But the soccer, like when it's Mario Soccer, I don't know shit about soccer.
Right.
But I don't need to when I'm playing Mario Soccer because it's different.
Right.
And I know baseball, and I know there's more like I don't know a good way to say it. I know there's more finesse, like there's little integral parts of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy that can be put into baseball. Bringing in the infielders, walking this batter, right? Things like that.
Yep. But you're not doing that stuff in Mario. You're just crack. You're doing your like special moves or whatever. Like I don't remember it that well, but I remember like when you smoke that ball, like it's on fire. And,
right.
You can jump higher to catch the ball and stuff that just doesn't happen in real life. And it just makes it funner.
Right. Yep. I agree. And I don't think that really happened until the 3D era. Like I don't remember playing any game like that at all in 2D. So if you know one, please leave it in the comments of the YouTube video because I cannot recall something that wasn't really trying to simulate it. And even to that point, even more to that point, I watched a documentary about Madden football and how it got so popular. And it got popular because it was a simulator from the jump, even in the 2D era. It was a simulator. This person, insane algorithm. I can't even wrap my head around it.
That's crazy.
And I've been a computer programmer. I am a computer programmer. I know computer programming. And I'm like, I don't know how the fuck this guy ever even figured it out. How could he even think about it?
Right. Yeah.
To push the hardware that far and stuff like that. It just blows my mind.
I know.
So from the jump, Madden's been a simulator.
Yeah. This is off topic. I don't know how a lot of this stuff is like, I understand how somebody could work on it and like take a long time and like write code and stuff. Mm-hmm. But how anybody has the patience and the know-how to sit there and make everything work is crazy to me.
Right.
And I just listened to a podcast where a dude was talking about like how there's like sentient AI now.
Sure.
Like it thinks for itself. Like Google has one where it's like Google's like, oh, we own you. And like the AI is like, I'm a person. You can't own a person. Like it can think it fucking thinks for itself.
Yeah.
It's just like, so crazy. AI is like sentient now, and that's nuts. And it's like insane. So there's stuff that's beyond my comprehension.
Yeah.
When it comes to technology, and starting at that level, it's like, I guess I understand that you can get to a point with algorithms and stuff, but at the same time, it's like he was talking about it like exists on like a million different computers, and it has to like, it's a program that was made by a program that was made by a program that was made by a program that was like made by developer, like, so it like they developed it, and then the program like made another program, and that program made another program, and it's like,
yeah,
the fuck are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even fathom that. So it's like that guy making the initial first one, which is
right.
like beyond comprehension because of the time and resources that it took to make that happen.
Yep. And the constraints that it was put in.
Yeah.
And then
that Madden like made another Madden on its own, and then you're like, what do you mean it made another Madden on its own?
It's kind of, I mean, but you're not entirely wrong. Like, it's not an entirely side go, because it's almost like that is the base for the next one.
That's
you know what
true.
I mean? Like,
yeah,
that, or that's still even fueling, sort of, in a way, that's still fueling what's happening today, because in a weird, fucked up way, he was able to turn what seems like a random game of strategy into a computer program.
Right.
Where like one computer was telling a different computer, one computer was saying do this, and the other computer was saying do this. Go now, react to what the other one's doing.
Right.
Which is essentially they're writing a program now to go against each other.
Which makes sense when you talk about it like that, which is like, I'm amazed that a program can make another program, which is crazy, but there was a person that made that first program, so these people are just taking the feedback and making another one based off of the one before.
Right.
So it's the same thing, except for, I guess, my mind is blown because the AI is able to do it. But
as the program runs, they're still creating new things.
For sure.
Wild. Yeah. But yeah, it blows my mind. I don't know how somebody was able to do that with 2D and then turn that into 3D.
Right.
Like 3D space changes everything.
Oh yeah, because the 2D, you're like, you got to set up plays and you got to move stuff, and then I suppose it's like going from like checkers to chess.
Yeah, that's a decent way to put it.
It's like we could only go one way before, and now we can move
all these
any way we want.
Right. Yeah, because the height of the players comes into play, right? Like, oh man, it's different.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they're like, I gotta say too, because I've always liked the sports where it's crazy stuff. When you get into NBA Street, that was like different but realistic at the same time. You had like street moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Where it was like street ball and moves, like everything that was happening on there was legit, but it was so different like compared to the other games.
Yeah.
Where it was almost like you had special abilities,
Right.
I'm going to do this special move and I'm going to shake you out of your shoes, and then I'm going to go past and I'm going to alley-oop it and he's going to come in for the dunk. Like,
yeah,
that stuff you couldn't really do in the other NBA games. But I got to say that NFL Blitz, that was the shit.
That's what I had written down too. I had that written down as a note. I was just like, okay, so like Street, Blitz, like those EA big games. I know Blitz wasn't an EA big, but like, dude, that game was sick.
I really wish that the one that they brought back like later, like with legit 3D graphics and stuff, would have caught on more, and that they could like remake it. I think it was called The League. That was that one was in like 2000 something, but that was a mature rated football game.
Really?
Yeah, dude. There was like, it was gnarly. Like, you were just doing stuff that, you know how like the original Blitz was, where you're hitting the dudes, like suplexing them and shit out of bounds.
It was basically like a combination of pro wrestling and and football.
That's what this was, but it was like dirty cheap shots.
Oh yeah, the Blitz.
Like
the League. That's what it was. Yeah, called. I looked it up. It was called Blitz. So it was still NFL Blitz. I mean,
it was still NFL
because EA had bought out the NFL part.
Yeah, but it was like, there was like language in it and
Yeah.
they're like just run up on dudes, and like a guy would be down, and you'd like, they'd like kick him in the nuts, or they'd tackle him, and like on the way back to the huddle, they'd just like step over the dude, like on him, like just step on the
Oh,
dude
like
that's
step
on
on
the
his back.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
shit.
just like gnarly shit.
It
Like
was
that
like
you shouldn't.
way extra.
It was way extra. Like not like, like deathmatch type stuff, but like you just be.
Sure. Like
I
heads popping
really,
off and shit.
yeah. I really wished that they had that game with like legit plays and stuff, where like Madden would get in with like legit plays, or even if you did like a version of that with Madden. If I
Right.
had the Madden that you had, but like if I tackle you, then I get to do like over the top shit to you.
Right. Yeah.
That would be a blast. Like, cause it would just
It
make
would
it
be.
so much funner to just with your friends too. Like where it's a
Right.
legitimate football game, but then if I catch you, I get to fucking slam you into the dirt and just like, oh,
Right.
suck that shit, sucker.
Right.
Like just. But
Or the
yeah.
shit like even the shit that the XFL was trying to do, where they were like, "Oh, the violence is being taken out of NFL, so we're gonna put
Oh
it back
yeah.
in." Like that sort of thing, where
Right.
they're just trying to be like, "Oh, well, we're gonna just bring aggression back to football," or whatever the fuck they were going for. I don't know. But the point
Yeah.
still stands, is just like, here's a game. We're literally playing a
Right.
video game. No one's gonna get
Yeah,
hurt.
it's a game.
Let's
Yeah.
fuck some shit up, but also make it so that strategy can win.
Right. And maybe even like don't make it too over the top like the original NFL Blitz was, where you don't have to have the mature rating, because I know a large part of your football
Right,
game
right.
like market
Yep.
is
The
children.
teen rating.
Yeah, teen. Yeah, give it the T for teen, because then you have like kids that can buy it, and they won't have to get their parents to be able to play that stuff. But like the
Right.
mature rating is just like maybe not that, like I'm totally cool with it if you want to go that far,
Right. Yeah, of course.
but I get the whole market side of things. So
Yeah.
that would be cool. But like I remember too, I don't remember all the different names of the teams, but that one, it was like so over the top that they didn't even make real teams. Like the original NFL Blitz was just real teams, where it was that
Yeah.
kind of
I
football.
mean, it was called
I wish,
NFL Blitz. It was
yeah, yeah. So I wish they would just bring that one back, like the more like
yeah.
legitimate
Like you
NFL
had to
Blitz.
earn your turbo sort of situation.
Right.
Like
Yeah. And
you
you
would
could,
run out of turbo, so then eventually you could get caught. You just couldn't run out of nowhere. Because, dude, with Tech Mobile, if you look up Bo Jackson is the Konami code
oh, yeah.
on
Yeah.
Tech
I know.
Mobile, he is. I tested it last night.
Oh, yeah.
It's
He's
not even
so,
Bo Jackson. It's just the running back for Oakland, because they don't have the real teams either. It's not NFL Tech Mobile.
right. Yeah.
It's just
He just
the
fast as hell.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah. Just can't be caught.
The running back on Oakland in Tech Mobile, you just run backwards and it
Yeah.
throws off everything so far that he's so quick. You can
Yeah.
just like
Spreads
run.
out the defense a little bit,
Yep.
so they're not in their
Yep.
lane. And then you just fucking.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy. I've seen the videos before where the
Yeah.
like dude runs like 250 yards to make an 80-yard run.
Yep.
Just all over the field. But
It's great.
anyways, like as far as the team names go, I remember like on the NFL Blitz the league, like the mature rated one, like
Yep.
one of the teams was the Cleveland Steamers. So so there's like jokes like that in there too.
Right. They were taking the M rating. They were going with it.
Yeah, but I don't remember the rest of them being like that. It was like just one joke. Like you get one team name where they're just like, yeah,
Sure.
this is the Cleveland Steamers.
Right.
And then
'Cause,
the
like,
rest
what
were
else?
dumb.
Yeah.
Like it's like the Atlanta Pirates or whatever. You're like, okay. I thought
Even
you were
got a
gonna,
cool name. Like,
yeah, you just go with one. You're just like Cleveland Steamers, and you're like, all right, let's see the next one. Miami Hurricane. I think that's like a college team, right? Yeah. Okay, here's one. You want to see a crazy one? Oakland Crazy Guys.
and you're like, oh,
Boo.
boo,
You only
boo.
have one. You only have one good name, so maybe that's why. But I thought that was a pretty good game, man.
I never
Why-
played it. I'm really interested now though, because I do want to play that. So there's this channel that I follow, they're primarily games. They do other stuff too, called Kind of Funny. And one of the guys, he said he did a whole like video essay on bringing back EA Big, and it was basically his love for NBA Street that you are already talking about. That made him want to make that. And I'm just like, that right there, like NBA Street is just NBA Jam in 3D, and that's the only game that I can think of that made that transition. Like NBA Jam is a classic, still plays awesome, still is awesome, very very good game, and that's not nostalgia talking. Trust me, I've played that game many times since my childhood.
It's a good game.
It's fucking good. It holds up. It has balance.
It's simple. Yeah, and
simple,
you're not lost. Yeah, you make it 4 players total on the screen. You're not getting lost. You're not just like, who am I? You know.
Yep.
I'm either this guy or that guy. I got 2 people to choose from, and I know which one it is, you know?
Yep. And even though it has this crazy over-the-top shit that you can do, you're never really feeling like that's impossible to overcome. That's what I mean by balanced.
Yeah, you can get it going too.
Yeah.
You can bring it back.
You can bring that shit
around. Here I'm about to light on fire. He's heating up.
Yep.
He's on fire. Oh, now you're fuck. I'm coming back.
I'm coming back. Yeah. And I just I thought that was such a good, like, I thought he did such a good video essay, and that I remember those games. And NFL Street did okay. It was fine, but I'm with you. It's like we need to now bring that into adulthood. We need to take that arcade play, mix it with the clean strategy of like a Madden game, mesh the two, so that way, like, where's the arcade Madden, damn it?
Yeah. Well, and you could almost do like what Street did for football as well, because
there was an NFL Street, but like, I know
that's what I thought. I think I played it. I remember that, like, where it's just like over the top moves, basically.
Yeah.
What the NFL was, and I don't really remember that game, so that one didn't stick. I thought I played it, but I couldn't remember.
But it didn't stick like NBA did. Like, it just didn't have. I just don't think they had the same balance.
The NBA Street is cool because street ball is like inherently cool. The And One mixtapes blew up. There's a documentary about that too. I haven't watched.
Oh shit!
Like, basically, like Nike like buried them. They were like, Nike was big enough where they were just like, we need to get them out of here, is what the trailer made it seem like. So I'm interested to see what that's all about. But the And One mixtapes were huge because the street balling is just compelling. Like those moves and stuff, and then the alley oops and the dunks and everything, and then you're able to play that. You know, you're able to break some dude's ankle because you got that move. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought you could like unlock certain moves, or I think it was like certain dudes had their specialties. Like, oh, dude, you got to get this guy because he's got that move that's just like, like unstoppable.
Right.
You know, so it was cool shit like that, where it was like little handles, but then they had like their special, like crazy, like, here's like my ankle breaker move. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I get why he was just like, I love this game, because I love that game too. And then they didn't make it anymore, and you're like, and I thought this one would catch on.
Yeah,
I thought more people would want to be in
back. Like, how come nobody's doing that again? Because now, I mean, we'll have to wrap up here soon, but we're getting to the point where we're parents now. Like, we need that quick fix like that. Like, that's shit. Like, Rocket League is that. I'll turn on Rocket League and I'll get a game done in 10 minutes. That's it. Okay, now I got to do the fucking dishes. Like,
right.
But dude, it was intense. It was balanced. It felt fair. It was great. And then I just put down Rocket League and walk away. Dude, we could have that in an NFL and an NBA and NHL even. Like, dude, he's sick.
Yeah, I'm sure you could pull off an NHL one.
Oh, I think so too.
I've seen those dudes doing those crazy like real life spin moves.
Yeah.
In like a shootout.
Right.
Like you could make those crazy kind of moves in the actual game be playable like as you're playing. Like that'd be dope.
And hitting is actually legally in NHL.
Yeah, you could have it
like
over
just
the
make them
top there
intense,
too.
dude.
Yeah, just lay them out. Blow.
Right.
And then like if you hit him good enough, if you hit him good enough, dude breaks his stick or something.
Right. Yeah.
And then you got like some sort of a power play type deal, except for the guy that doesn't have a stick is now like just a designated hitter.
Right.
Like,
he's the DH now.
Yeah, he's a DH. I don't got a stick. What am I gonna hit? Yo.
Yeah. And I just like that sort of like I think that's where our transition happened from 2D to 3D, right? Like that was our big step. It's just like the 2D was they were trying to build the actual game. They were trying to be strategic and just like play the game, play baseball, play football. And then we were kind of like, but we just want to play arcade games. and they made those and they made those as we were coming up. Like as we were really getting into 3D games, they made that shit and it was like, yeah, dude.
Right. And exactly what you said. I think that's how it came about was arcade games.
Yep.
Where like nobody was playing the other football games in the arcade.
Yeah, Madden wasn't an arcade cabinet, right?
Yeah, but Blitz was, and people played it.
Yep, and people were putting in 50 cents every single quarter. Like,
yeah, because it's just like what I was talking.
You drop 50 cents every time if you're not in the lead or whatever it is.
and it's just like what I was talking to you about. Like it's like you want to like talk shit to your friends, but you would do it to strangers. Like it's some kid you never met before. Do you want to play? Yeah, I want to play. Just like and it's laid you out, dude.
Right.
Laid you out, dude. It's just some kid, and then that kid's just like, well, I'm gonna get you back. I'll get you back. It's like, you never met that kid before, and you're talking shit. Like, how much fun is that to do with your friends?
Exactly.
Yeah, they need to bring it back. Bring it.
I agree.
Back. Start a petition, everybody. Let's do it.
we're gonna write EA an email after this. But this is the Real AF TV podcast. Like and subscribe and check us out on Pandora. Share us with your friend who has Pandora and has been like, I don't know, podcasts, whatever. Well, Pandora has podcasts now. Go share it.
That's right.
I'm gonna try to get it up on realaf.tv. We appreciate liking and subscribing and all that fun stuff. We're working on some videos in the background. So if you go over to YouTube, this is a video podcast if you're not already there, and give the like and subscribe and comments and all that fun stuff. You know how this thing works. That's what helps us keep it growing. Keeping Real AF TV growing by liking, subscribing, commenting. Talk to us. We talk back is kind of where I'm really going with all of that. I always ask you, Tim, what did I forget? You never seem to know. You never seem. You're like, you got it, and I'm like, did I?
Yeah.
Did I, though?
You did.
I rattled it all out so fast.
Yeah, when Josh said that we talk back, he means like we will respond to you.
Yeah.
We don't. It's not like you're just like, hey, you guys have a podcast, and then all of a sudden one of us is like, no, you are, but one of mine.
True. That is not what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We're not giving no sass. I mean, I might give sass, but
like a respectful sass.
Yeah. We appreciate the interaction. Sometimes I struggle with words.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate anybody interacting with us. Like you said, did you say rate us? If you could give us a rating, like
nice.
And I have been throwing it in, like my man Ryan Sickler. It means nothing to you guys, and it means everything to us.
Yep.
If you give us that like and that subscribe and
that rating,
if you're on YouTube, that notification bell, so you know when the shit's dropping, all that good stuff. We would truly appreciate it. And
yep.
Yeah, all that good stuff. I don't think there's anything else you missed.
No.
I just think I said the same shit you said.
No, but you caught the one thing, the rating thing. That was really good. You know one thing that we missed on the games though? Wrestling games. Because
oh yeah,
I